Welcome.
Final 2020 live stream. This is exciting. We started a little early today, so uh, hello to all you early birds. We have a pretty jam packed schedule. Today we have a lot to talk about. We'll be introducing a new contest. We'll be going over a new art contest that happened on Discord. And we'll also just be reflecting on everything that we did uh, in the Cells universe this year, as well as looking over the roadmap, and we'll go over the beyond and our plans for it. So, just to introduce everyone, we have a guest with us today. She's been with us once before, but Nisa, say hello.
Hey everybody, nice to see you all again.
Nisa is our writer and researcher on cells. Without all of her knowledge, we definitely would not have such a huge world of cells as we do today. And Andrew, everyone I'm sure that knows you, but introduce yourself as well.
My name's Andrew, and I'm the lead game designer on Cell Singularity. And it's always a pleasure to share what we've been up to each month. And we're also excited to share some details for next year too.
Awesome. And Bradley.
Yeah, I'm Bradley, also known as Hype. I run the Discord, make sure everything in there stays safe and clean for everyone. And yeah, great to be back here as usual.
Awesome. And I'm Emily. I am the runner of the stream. I am the little voice who is present on social media, putting all the content there and saying hi to everybody. So, hello. All right, well, let's get started. I'm personally very excited for our first segment because we'll be announcing our next contest. We are really happy with how the land garden has been fleshing out, and we want to share that with everyone and see all the creative ideas that you can bring forward in this new contest, which is our nature photography contest. So don't go out into the real world just yet with your cameras, because you can just do it from the comfort of your own phone. We want to see your best photos from the land garden. So take really good photos, get real up close and personal with some of the mammals, because we want to see some of your best mammal photos. We have decided to get this contest up and running starting December 5th, and will go until January 16th. So
And we so we've been really excited about the land garden. And if you've played with us for more than 6 months, you've known the graphics have kind of been improving in certain areas, and we've really been focusing on this land garden to get it just kind of world class, like almost like a zoo that we've been building. And it's gone through rounds of improvements. But we want to have an opportunity for people to unlock all the mammals and then take photos of these things in their natural environments or virtual environments. One other addition you'll be seeing soon in the game, the next week or so, we have a patch coming out that's going to improve the camera features even more. So you'll be able to take a photo and then the entire environment will freeze. So the animal's animations will freeze the moment you take a photo, and while it's frozen, you'll be able to like rotate around the animal and actually pan the shot to get like this perfect composition. It's a little almost like that scene in The Matrix where everything freezes and it spins around. That's kind of what happens in the game, but it allows you to get that perfect shot. So for the photographers in the group, you'll be happy with these features.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for them. I know we were talking about filters as well, but we'll see when we're able to implement that down the road. If anyone's interested in submitting your photos, the rules are there is only one entry allowed per person, because last time we did a screenshot contest with the dinosaurs, we got a huge influx of entries. And while we love seeing all those screenshots and we want you guys to take as many photos as possible, it was a lot to go through. And we want to see your best work that you could put forward. So be sure to take a good few photos and send us what you're happiest with. You can submit them on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook by using the hashtag #SellToSingularity and by tagging us, or there will be a channel in Discord dedicated to the contest that you can submit your photos in as well. Again, this contest will be running from December 5th to January 16th. We'll be setting up that contest channel in the Discord soon, and I will also be posting a contest rule page on Reddit, so keep your eyes out for that on Reddit if you are following us there, and if you're not, you should be.
And what so we'll announce all the rest of the details, like what the winners will get to on the 6th, I think.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
great.
yeah, on the 5th. We still have to go over some more of the details, but there will be 10 winners in all, and then we'll be putting on our Reddit page all of the different tiers of prizes, mostly Darwinium, like our previous contests, but obviously if you win first, you'll get more Darwinium than the previous 9. So
Yeah,
we
some big Darwinium prizes, and then maybe some swag for the winner. But we'll announce those details on the 5th, which is very soon. That's tomorrow.
Yes, that is tomorrow. So I'll be ironing out all those details today, and expect a Reddit page by tomorrow. I'll also be posting on social, officially announcing this contest tomorrow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and Reddit. And Hype will be making a Discord channel within the Cells Discord. So keep an eye out for that between now and tomorrow. And we're really excited to see what you all come up with, because we announced it a day early here as a treat for all of our viewers here. You can get a head start on it today if you'd like.
But you can only submit once. So.
Yes. So get your camera chops ready.
But you can do practice submissions, but then when you submit in the official places, we'll somehow decide which one.
But of course, if you get that magic shot and you can't help but submit it, go for it. So we're really excited to see what you guys come up with. Speaking of contests, on Discord, we've been doing we've just started doing Discord exclusive contests. So Bradley, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I've been working with the mod team to come up with these just fun kind of internal contests that you can enter really easily by going to our Discord and just going to the events section of the Discord. All the information you need there to enter the events and to take part is there, and they hopefully will be going on weekly, potentially. We just, as soon as we get any kind of free time to just do contests, we want to award you guys with just chances to get extra Darwinium or just have fun in the Discord. It's a great way to kind of bring the community together and really just really get to know each other. So if you head to the server events section of the Discord, all the information is there for you to enter. If you do have any questions, reach out to me on Discord or any of the mods. They will surely help you out.
I think what's his name? Adida?
Yeah.
How do you say Adida?
Either way, he's kind of leading these competitions. So big thanks to him and Sir H for kind of setting up all the bot stuff. It's been a huge help. So
yeah, they've been doing a good job.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's a real adds a lot of character to the Discord, and we're excited about these raffles. So yeah, if you're trying to win some extra cubes, just hang out a little in the Discord and bug some of those mods about join.
So our most recent Discord contest that we just had, it was a mammal art contest where people just drew pictures of their favorite mammals. So we'll be going through some honorable mentions, and then we'll be leading up to first, second, and third place of that contest. So here we go. To start, we have this cute lion drawing from Xmas JB. It's a very cute drawing. It's a good sketch.
This guy's in shock.
Oh.
He's
Oh, yes.
shocked that he
Shocked that he won.
Mention.
Honorable mention, yes. So honorable mention contestants get 200 Darwinium cubes, and first through third place get 400.
Yeah, I think we had about 40 submissions. There was a lot of great artwork in there. So these are kind of some of our favorites, but they were hard to choose from.
Yeah, there were a lot of good submissions. This one was pretty unique.
So this one I liked because this was titled Cyber Fox, which I thought was an interesting theme. Nisa, what did you thought it looked like? Roadkill, I think.
I wouldn't say that precisely. He looks more patchwork. He's a RoboFox, better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, he's like
$6 million fox.
cyborg Frankenstein fox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Adita mentioned that this person's no longer in the Discord, so I don't know if we'll be able to get them their prize. But if you are randomly watching, just ping Adita, and we'll get you that prize.
And next we have this rhino from Kogeburos 700. I think it's a really good rendition of a rhino. I like that the pencil like matches the rhino skin.
Yeah, I like the way the kind of the lines in his skin kind of portray that leathery texture that rhinos have.
I agree. Next up, we have a white tiger from Solison. I like that they colored in the tiger's eyes to be blue.
This one's nice because it's just a touch of color on the line drawing, so it really accents the.
And the pink nose too, yeah.
Yeah, almost like he's wearing makeup.
Also a little shocked. Bradley, I know you liked this one a lot.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of color, and this one's just really clean, very clean line work and all that stuff, and just a cute little fox. I really enjoyed this one.
It's just so friendly. You can't say no to a friendly fox. All right.
Sonic Tails vibes in this one.
Oh, true. I didn't even notice that before. I mean, that makes me like it more. I like that they took a cartoonish approach to this one while everyone else was pretty, like, on the more realistic side.
Yeah, in the game, there's two different fox models. There's like a mama or father fox, and then there's a little baby fox whose head is much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like big ears.
The baby fox is probably my favorite in the whole garden. I love the baby fox. We're already up to third place, so let's find out who won. We got the Legend of Sampe Draco, who has placed in a couple of our other previous contests, winning third place with this really complete rendition of a bear eating a fish in front of a waterfall on a cliffside. I just feel like it's super detailed, and they definitely deserve to place in third.
Yeah, the expression on this one is just it's so bear-like. Just very simplistic, but definitely suits it.
I do love that it just kind of looks like he was caught red-handed, like, oh, you saw me eating this fish. And
also like the depiction of the violent honesty of nature, the brutality.
That's
I mean,
nature
when you
for
really think about it, it's just sushi with a couple less steps.
Save time. Saves a lot of time. And
Legend's a big member of the Discord, so they're always hanging out in the channel.
Sweet. Moving on to second place, we have Eren with this cool space whale. I really dig the waves in the whale, like the the technique that they do with the line art is really, really clean.
This one also gives me like a minimalist kind of style. It's very, very clean. And then the details on the whale is really cool as well.
We almost had to disqualify this one because the artist was too good. Unfair.
That's not fair.
Yeah, this one's really lovely.
It reminds me of like a tattoo. It looks like a tattoo design that someone would get. All right. Are we ready to announce first place? Should we do a little drum roll? Just a little one.
The Discord Mammal contest.
And congratulations to the Stone Age kid. You won first place with this really cool scenic illustration of an elephant in the Sahara right in front of a lovely sunset. We were a big fan of how dynamic this felt, and we thought you deserved first place. So congratulations.
Yeah, I really love this one. I think the use of kind of depth of field is really, really cool. They kind of had the elephant in focus and the background's just blurred. You still get to know that there's a sunset behind there. And yeah, they did a really good job on this one.
And I would love to share this on social, so I can't wait. So congratulations, the Stone Age kid.
Would you also get a tattoo of this one, or that might not work as well?
I think this one I would hang up in my living room before I would get a tattoo.
Yeah, this is more of a frame it and put it on your wall.
Yes. Where all of your virtual guests can see, and you could show it off in your Zoom call because they can't come over to your house.
We want to put some of these on our wall actually, but we haven't been going to the office since the beginning of the pandemic, so we originally wanted to have a place for all the memes and artwork that people are working on. At some point, we'll do that.
Yes, in the future. It's a pipe dream right now. It'll happen.
Eventually.
So this has been our final wrapped up contest of 2020. We have the nature photograph contest happening, but that won't be wrapped until January in 2021. So I'm just feeling a little sentimental about that, guys. We did a lot this year. We've accomplished a lot in the Cells team. We released a lot of expansions, and we released a lot of new content to our players, and I think it would be really fun to just go over that and kind of reflect on how much we've done. And what a better place to start than with Mesozoic Valley. Even though it technically was released at the end of 2019, we did a lot of polish, and we added a lot of new content this year. And we really fleshed it out as an expansion in 2020. We released a bunch of new dinosaurs, like the Cynodont, the Giganotosaurus. I don't remember all the names. The Ichthyosaurus needs to help me out here.
You're right, the Ichthyosaurus. I like to think of the Cynodont as being a little bit of a preview, like an Easter egg for the mammal tree later on, because the Cynodont is a proto-mammal. So it's one of the things that sort of led into the evolution of mammals. So I like that we were kind of hinting at where we were going to go after we did everything with the dinosaurs from there.
That's sweet. I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, but we have a lot of stuff that we ended up fitting into the Mesozoic Valley. Our original plans for it were way smaller, which is part of why development took a little while on it. But we managed to get in. I think there are 25 dinosaurs in total. And that's I say dinosaurs, but that's including the other non-dinosaur creatures like the pterosaur and like the oceanic creatures. So that was definitely something that we really spent the better part of sort of the first third of the year just working on getting that polished.
Yeah, basically the first third of the year we were polishing everything. There were so many aspects to it because the gameplay is a little more complicated than dinosaurs because you have missions and you have to get the geodes, and then the artwork was such a expansion from what we'd done in the past. Like we did so much work 3D modeling these dinosaurs and just trying to create that world. So a lot of the stuff we learned from that we wanted to bring over to the main tree, and that's what we've been doing with the next two expansions that we did this year.
Yeah, Jenna's been doing a stellar job with all the 3D artwork for all the expansions that we released this year. Very commendable.
Yeah, someone's asking about would it be possible to have some sort of repeatable quest in the Mesozoic Valley for people at max level? Yeah, we. I know there are some players that have gotten to rank 10 and prestige and rank 50, and like we're kind of blown away that people got that far. We are planning to next year. We're planning to revisit the Mesozoic Valley and do some tweaks and try to come up with solutions for really long-term players. I know recently we added a open geode button to make it a little less repetitive to unlock the geodes. So we do want to give it some more love in the future.
Yeah, those that's a good idea. It would be really great to go back into Mesozoic Valley and add some more content and just give it a little refresher, because I know it's a little separate from the rest of the tree, and a lot of people have been asking if we're going to add more content into it, but in the future we just got some other priorities like the beyond. We also had some really big contests this year. We usually try to aim for doing a monthly contest each month, but we had some contests that ran much longer, mainly Mesozoic Mania. And I'm personally pretty attached to this project because I headed it, but mainly because I love Archie. I mean, who doesn't love Archie? He's really cute in his little tux, and I'm glad that he's a part of the game now.
Yeah, I think the sort of breakout success of Archie has been one of my favorite things to see this year. I love that everybody got totally on board with the fact that we were like, we're going to put this Archosaur in a tuxedo and have him be an announcer. And everyone was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I thought we couldn't top The Rock, but you guys really surprised us with the support for Archie. Very, very cool.
Yeah, maybe you'll be seeing more of Archie a little bit in the future. Who knows?
and so Mesozoic Mania. So this was a huge contest that we did that lasted almost 3 months.
A little over 3 months, I think. Yeah. I know that.
We wanted to know what the greatest dinosaur of all time was, based on players' choice, players voting.
I was rooting for Spinosaurus so bad, and it ended up being T-Rex, which is not a bad thing. T-Rex is a very popular dinosaur. But with dinosaurs, we realized that there was a big part of the tree that felt like it was missing, and that was reptiles, because they're kind of like our modern link of showing that there were dinosaurs in the past, and we wanted to show that on the tree and how they were all related.
We also wanted to include birds, since they're the modern, basically, descendants of dinosaurs. They are technically dinosaurs themselves, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But we realized that we needed to kind of show the continuity there, to branch basically the Mesozoic Valley back to the main tree to show how they actually sort of related and affected each other.
And then we also wanted to, because people were asking about the dinosaurs for a while, but the dinosaur also has a lot of gameplay. So it was actually taking longer for people to complete the dinosaur section than it was the main game. So when we came back to the main tree, we wanted to make sure we were also rewarding players for playing the dinosaurs. So we tried to link up the unlocking of the main tree to stuff you did in this dinosaur mini universe. And that's something we want to do also more in the future. Just having, if we have these different universes that cover different topics of evolution, that there's some cross benefit into the different universes.
Yeah, honestly, I think Rise of Reptiles is really cool. It might be my favorite expansion that we've released so far, just because it feels so unique on its own. And I think the 3D models are also my favorite out of the bunch. I'm personally a big fan of the blue jay and the chicken. So, but that expansion took a big chunk of the year while we were developing it, and it was released in the summer. It felt very rewarding to get it out. Another system that was added to the game that was entirely new, Andrew, I know you worked tirelessly on this. The nanobots.
Man, these guys, yeah. Oh yeah, these nanobots, yeah. Well, I really want the game to play itself, because like it's an idle game, and it does, after you've reset so many times, it does get kind of grindy to unlock the tree. So we wanted to create a tool that allowed people to have some of the tree unlocking to be automated. I'm just not happy with them yet. I think they need one more round of improvements. I'm not even sure about the look. I almost want to change the way they look.
Oh,
So hopefully next year we can improve them just a little bit more. But they, yeah, we did add them to the game. I'm not happy with them yet. Guys.
well, even still, I think there's a lot that's good about them too, and they're definitely worth bringing up because they're such a they were such a cool new addition to the game, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy them. So, give yourself a pat on the back, Andrew.
Congratulations to me. These guys could be better. I think we're gonna do like a nanobot makeover next year, so maybe we'll see what people want to do.
All right, let's make
also,
it count.
Most people don't know you can. There's two modes. There's a buy mode and clicking mode. So the buy mode is still kind of a secret. But yeah, so we might change them a little bit. They're cool.
Yeah.
I see Olga pointed out in the chat that the cyborg in that picture looks like she's holding one of the nanobots in her arm.
Oh,
It totally does. It looks like it's her like pet cat that she's just like kind of carrying.
it's like a Renaissance painting. I love it.
It is like a Renaissance painting, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Renaissance.
Madonna and nanobot.
We should actually make it a thing now.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Olga. Make that painting. Shout out to our technical artist, Olga.
And Olga, who's in the chat as Olga and Art, she's our main technical artist, and she's responsible for creating a lot of the mammal garden, like all the placements of all the animals and the plants. Like Olga leads that initiative. So thanks, Olga. One day we'll have you on, and you can tell us about the garden.
Yeah. Yeah, she did a tremendous amount of work on mammals, which is one of our last biggest things that has happened this year, releasing the Mammal Kingdom expansion. I know when we were first getting ready to put it into the game, we weren't expecting to become as big as it is now, but it just felt like such an important addition to the game that it wouldn't have felt right to not make it an expansion and to rebrand for it and everything.
And once we had finished the reptiles, we had the full garden, but it was kind of empty with the mammals. So it seemed obvious to us that we had to get these mammals in before we moved forward. So we started focusing on adding all those. And Nisa led the research process on that.
Yeah, we initially sort of were just planning to kind of just sort of put the different animals in, but when we were kind of just thinking about the different animals that people would like to see and the way that we could implement it that would be the most fun, we realized that it really was a whole other branch of the tree that we hadn't explored. So I ended up kind of just branching off and doing a lot of research and figuring out how best to sort of represent the animal kingdom and that part of the tree. And it ended up becoming a lot bigger than we initially planned for it to be. But I think it paid off because I feel like it really adds a lot of richness to the general tree and the progression. And since we added, the birds and the reptiles, it only felt fair to have the mammals, and eventually also the amphibians, but probably not for a little while.
And the gameplay of the mammals, we wanted the mammals to be kind of mid-game content. So it's after you've played for about a few days, the mammals become available. So we had to come up with a way to introduce that content later. And one of our game designers, Hanero, really felt like people had so many metabits that they were saving up. So we wanted a way for people to spend those metabits or kind of bring that currency back into the game. So we had the idea of doing the glitch nodes, because the simulation's kind of glitching out, but you can use your metabits to unlock these mammals. So it kind of loops into the overall system of the simulation that's running. And we're still tweaking, even right now, like we're working on a patch to tweak the metabit production. I know some of you noticed like the metabit production went down a lot in the past 2 patches. So now we're trying to recalculate that and increase that, so the progression feels a lot smoother during this segment of the game.
Yeah. So
Somebody pointed out that Dangerously Funny did a video on it. Yeah, we were blown away by that video that Dangerously Funny did.
yeah, I was really excited about that because I watched Dangerously Funny, and then when I found out he did a video on cells, I was like, what? Wow, this is so exciting. Anyway, he was very taken aback by Archie and the Tux. I felt very proud. But yeah, we accomplished a lot this year, and Mammals isn't even fully finished. We have some plans for that as well, which we will show you in the updated roadmap coming up now. So this is a pretty small picture, so if you guys can't see it, let me know. I have a bigger version that'll just cover up the whole screen. So let us know if this is too small, please. But we're planning on adding aquatic mammals to our mammal roster. We'll be adding a few new faces.
Yeah, we definitely want to tell the story of how some mammals went back into the water, like whales and dolphins. So next year we'll be including that as a small update to the mammal patch. You might also see some gorillas like get slotted in too.
Aquatic mammals and gorillas. We have a couple other things planned on here as well. We are working on fleshing out for the Beyond. You might see that one of the dates has changed. We really updated this roadmap since we first created it. But we all have done some heavy discussion about what to do regarding the Beyond, because we know everyone is really excited about this expansion, and we want to do it justice, and we want to make sure that it's as good as it can possibly be. So we decided that it would be best to completely focus on it and hone in and release it come early 2021. We know that we keep pushing it back, and that some people are really excited about this expansion. But we do want to make sure that it's good, and we thought that this was the best decision. We're currently working on fleshing out a lot of the research for it, so I thought, Nisa, you would want to share some of that with everybody. We can continue to go over the roadmap some more if people have any questions about anything on it. But
is it possible to make it any bigger?
Yep. We're just going to be covered. Here we go. Here's the big version.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, so as you guys can see looking at this map, basically the first phase of the Beyond, as we've been saying for a while, it's something that we've been sort of continuously working on for a long period, at least partially just in the background with everything else that we've been doing. But it's been a very long process in terms of research and the initial stages of design. We went back and forth and did a couple of different ideas for basically just how it was going to work in terms of the design, how we were going to organize things, what it was going to cover. And finally, what we settled on, I guess, a few months ago is that the first phase is going to be broken up into a couple of different segments within the game. It's going to be basically a new branch of astronomy research. On the one hand, that's going to, this is all tentative, but probably be part of the main simulation, the civilization section. And that's going to be all about the ways that humans discovered space and have done their own research into space. And then we're also going to have a new branch, which is sort of going to be the Beyond proper, and that's going to feature our solar system, different celestial bodies. Eventually, it's going to feature the sort of man-made space objects that we've put up into space. So things like the Hubble telescope, things like different satellites. So that's going to be basically a sort of, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. It's not multi-part, but it's going to feature ways that the main tree is also going to interact with the expansion itself. That's one thing that we were really interested in focusing on. We want things to be tied together and to not feel too separate. So that was something that was an important thing for us to tackle with the beginning of the Beyond. And that's part of why it's taken a long time, is because we've sort of been playing around with a lot of different design ideas. But once we sort of settled on that, then we actually basically just moved into the phase of just mapping things out, deciding what the generators were going to be, deciding what the upgrades are going to be. That was also sort of a research stage. And from there, for the last 2 months, basically, I've been writing text and dialogue. So all of the names, all of the descriptions for everything, figuring out how everything's going to be connected. That's basically been what I've been working on. And moving on from there, we're getting into prototyping and visual design. So that's kind of our next step.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're really excited to be going all in on the Beyond. Though we are focusing right now on optimizing Mammals and making sure that it's as good as it can be during the holiday season. We are going to be taking it a little bit slow this month so that we can go dive headfirst into the Beyond come January and then release it when it's ready. We do have some footage to share of the Beyond. Nisa, I know you were talking about your research, but I thought it would be cool to show some of it as well. Let me just pull it up. Because I think your process is really cool with how you use branching with the diagrams, and you're able to connect everything and move it around and see how things are all connected on the tree through this program.
Yeah, I use a web application called Sketchboard, which is really great. It allows for a lot of things like color coding and moving different sort of parts around, which is important to me because I usually end up redesigning things at least 3 or 4 times. And it's a very flexible tool, which I really enjoy. But yeah, so this is sort of a little sneak into how things get kind of initially put together behind the scenes. Is at least with this, I did a bunch of research and we were thinking about basically the important things that we would need to put in the solar system. So obviously that's our planets and stars. And then from there, specifically thinking about the planets in our solar system, we moved on to thinking about, well, okay, what are the traits of those planets and what are things that could work as upgrades? What differentiates them from each other and what makes them special? So from there, more research happened, and you can see here we have things like temperature fluctuations and an iron core for Mercury. And we basically went through and just did that for the entirety of our solar system.
And I know that you were also doing some research for the astronomy section that I believe right now we're thinking of adding into the main tree.
Yes, yeah. So that was more sort of research into human history. And the actual human history of astronomy goes back, to the Neolithic period. It's very, very far back. The first time, humans looked up into space and started thinking about what the stars were, and maybe we can use these to navigate and all different things. So one of the important things for our research here was thinking about just the ways that humans have been exploring the universe since basically humans became a thing. And eventually that sort of leads to the two different branches coming together, because obviously eventually we do make it out into space. So that's where everything kind of comes together.
Yeah. Oh, I think that this is a really cool concept, and I'm really excited to see it go further. I know Olga has worked a little bit on some mock ups of how this would look potentially, and it's still in the works, but we were able to flesh a little bit of it out and get a visual as to how it would possibly look. And we were thinking of adding it off to the side of the tree and linking it to what is currently in the sieve portion.
Yeah, since astronomy is really connected to civilization, we felt that some of these nodes should be on the civilization tree. So, uh, however, the planets themselves, they'll be in their own environment, like the Mesozoic Valley. Uh, but these things, yeah, Nisa, so there's kind of two different types of nodes here.
Yeah, so we have human discoveries and sort of concepts, which are things like the idea that the Earth revolves around the sun, which was only something that humans sort of figured out later. And we also have actual physical objects. So like Halley's Comet is here. We have the planet Uranus. So we sort of separate things into our discovery of actual sort of celestial bodies, as well as our discovery of sort of more scientific ideas that are related to the study of astronomy and the study of the universe.
And so kind of like in the dinosaurs where you unlock alligators and then it unlocks on the main tree, you'll be unlocking things in the civilization tree that'll affect the space environment. So it could be anything from planets or moons to also maybe satellites that are man-made.
Yeah, so I think that this is going to be a really great addition to the tree. I like that. I like the gold borders differentiating it, showing that like this is strictly a space edition as opposed to the general tree. I think it's a good visual. So if everyone, if you have any feedback or if you're excited, if you think there's something that like you'd like to see more of, let us know in the comments. I know we also have some footage of what Andrew has been working on in the Space Garden.
So this is yeah. So what you're looking at right now, this is the civilization tree, where astronomy will mostly be on. But then this is a view of the garden from the celestial garden, which again is going to be kind of like the Mesozoic Valley. It's a different world that you go to, and it'll have its own tree about the planets and unlocking the planets. And then the garden view, you'll be able to, as you're unlocking the planets, you'll be able to navigate around them, and you'll see the changes that occur when you unlock traits around it. So in this one, this is our classic Earth. So you've been staring at this for a long time, but soon you'll be able to see it in complete 3D. And as you see, I'm selecting one of the satellites on there. So as you're building up the Earth or these planets, we're hoping to show some of the progression as 3D models on the planets. For example, as you terraform Mars, we'd also like to show Mars change a little bit as you're doing the terraforming.
Yeah, and also just sort of expanding the general view of the universe to add in, the asteroid belt, things past that, to start thinking about. Here we've got the celestial body of Saturn being discovered. Just really, really sort of expanding the view and kind of highlighting our, they call Earth the little blue dot. And I think as we move further and further out into space, that's going to make a lot more sense. Kind of just decentering ourselves from the universe as we kind of realize how big it actually is, because that's something we haven't really explored yet. So it's going to kind of change the perspective on different things in the game, I think.
Yeah, and in this shot, so you're also getting a glimpse of Halley's Comet, which is it's kind of going outside of the orbit of the normal planets. So we'll also have not just planets and moons, but other space objects that are a little more rare for you to collect. As you can also see the asteroid belt in there. So we got all these asteroids. We will be calling out some of the more large asteroids too. Okay, here's another trailer. This is you're starting off on one of Jupiter's moons, Io, and then you can see how easy it is to switch to the different planets in the sense of scale when we click on Jupiter, and then jumping back to the Earth. So it's really fun just to, as you're building this solar system, like planet by planet, moon by moon, just to navigate through that and have this little solar system in your pocket.
I see that someone's asked if we'll have Pluto. We will have Pluto. That is a planetoid now and not a full planet technically, but we are going to have a couple of planetoids, as we're also featuring some of the larger asteroids, which kind of fall into the same sort of group. We'll also have some other Kuiper Belt objects as well.
Go Pluto.
Yeah, everybody misses Pluto.
Make it a planet again.
Yeah.
2021.
Someone's also mentioned the fact that Jupiter is the size of the sun in this, so we're still working on some of the scale things.
Yes, this is still a work in progress. This is not the polished product.
It's a balance to get the scales right, because we can't have everything natural scale because everything's so small, and then it's not fun to like see the galaxy. And a lot of our players are playing on the phone, so we have to get it to look good in like portrait mode, where you have even less space. So it's a balance of like making the planets big enough so you can the scale of size. So in an earlier patch, all the planets were a lot closer together, but we did move the outer solar system further out to express the distance.
All right, I
with,
think
with everything we do when we create it, we do want to make sure it's fun first and easy to understand, and then we try to balance that with the actual accurate knowledge of the solar system.
We do have a. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say someone points out in the comments that if it was actual scale, the sun would be absolutely ginormous, is the word that they use, which is true. It would be so huge that it would be difficult to visualize. But it is, as Andrew said, we're working on balancing playability and visual sort of interest, and also balancing accuracy. And that's sort of a thing that we're going to be working on tweaking as we continue to develop this, because the scale is one of the harder things about the solar system and space in general. So making sure that things are kind of visually readable, even if they're not necessarily as small as they accurately should be, is something that we are going to have to fudge a little bit. But we are still going to try to make it relatively accurate for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and we might include some of that information too, like the mass of the planets or the distance from the sun. There's a lot of stuff we haven't even explored. And the solar system it's much different than dinosaurs or mammals, so we might change the way we approach the information in the game too, which is also why we need a little more time to work on it, and we're planning to spend a lot of time on it this year.
Yeah, so we have a lot planned for the Beyond, and there's plenty of chances to ask your questions that you have in our Q&A session. I'm going to just put down this image because it is taking up a lot of space in my computer, and I think it might be slowing us down a little bit. So let's get into the real meat of our live stream. The code for 25 Darwinium. Is everybody ready? It's a real fun one. It's festive. Festive. Get festive for the holidays this month. Again, this is for 25 Darwinium. It is available on Android and Steam. If you go into the top right of your hamburger menu, and you click on the hamburger menu in the top right of your screen, and you scroll down, you'll see redeem code. Just click on that and type festive with all caps, and you'll get 25 Darwinium. If you're on iOS, it's a little trickier, but if you have a Steam account, then you can transfer your save data into Steam, redeem it from there, and then transfer it back into your phone. So if you have any issues with that, let us know. We'll reach out to you as soon as we can if you're having any problems. So again, that's Festive.
Yeah, and for iOS users, we are going to get the code system in, hopefully in the next patch. So eventually you guys will be able to use these codes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, there's some technical limitations with what Apple allows, so we're still trying to figure that out.
So we'll go back to the
Jupiter
code.
has 71 moons. I forget how it's got so many moons.
Yeah,
I think
Jupiter has many
game,
moons.
Yeah, we'll probably pick out the most popular moons or the most well-known moons.
Yeah. So when I was doing my research, I basically made a list of all of the moons, and I just picked sort of the four or five, 3, 4, 5 largest, the ones that are sort of most notable, because there's so many, and lots of them are really tiny, and nobody knows about them. But we kind of had to cut out some, obviously, because we can't have 71 moons going around our little 3D model Jupiter, because then the game would crash constantly. So we kind of just narrowed it down to the biggest ones.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool.
You don't want your game crashing all over the place.
So here's the section where you can ask us any questions you'd like, whether it's about the game or about anything. We got time to answer some stuff. So
There's a lot to talk about, and so ask your Beyond questions now.
We got one Parallax or Parallaxian 311. Will there be bulk buy for upgrades in the main simulation? Yeah, that's a good idea. We should probably add that. With the mammals and the reptiles in the main simulation, there's like almost 30 generators, which is quite a lot. So I think we're going to do some sorting on the generators to make it easier to read, and then a buy all or some sort of like bulk buy is a really good idea.
we have questions here saying that will we add black holes?
I think so. We're still focusing on the local solar system and astronomy. So stuff outside of our solar system and even space mining, we haven't really started to think about too much. But I think black holes are cool, and things like neutron stars. So we would love to explore that, but we don't know yet how we're doing it. And I saw someone ask about the release date, about January. It's not coming out in January, probably, because we do need more time to work on it. So we don't know exactly, but it will be our main priority moving forward.
Someone just asked, is all the stuff that you've showed us so far from the Beyond only phase 1, or is it from all phases? This is just phase 1. The stuff that we've shown, the solar system and the astronomy stuff, is phase 1, essentially. And the later phases are going to feature stuff that Andrew mentioned, like space mining or Dyson spheres or interstellar travel, things like that. Moving into sort of more futuristic and speculative content. But that's also, we're focusing on just getting the first phase done and out for you guys first.
Yeah, so we're thinking it'll be a little like the Mars expansion, where we talk about the different technologies that we might need to expand into space, but that's more of the space mining phase, which will go towards some sort of Dyson sphere or some like power generation system. But that'll be after solar system gets built.
Maya Shepard asks, do you think it would be possible to release a possible release of the skyboxes, or maybe add a feature that would enable players to see the skyboxes for most, if not all, maps used for both main and Dino branches?
The skyboxes, yeah, I think our skyboxes are from some Unity asset, so I can link what Unity asset that is. I'm curious what they want to do with them. it's really only one skybox. The dinosaurs has a skybox, but everything else is just simple colors.
We have a question here. When is the beta testing for the Beyond?
Probably early February, depending on where we get. We still need to make internal prototypes for us to start testing, and then we are planning to work on the Beyond for a while, so we'll probably have a lot longer beta testing process where we're testing different prototypes and different ideas. This might be outside of the main game. We might even do a web demo like we did a long time ago for people just to try the mechanics.
As he D asks, not relating to Beyond, but is there any chance to get the ability to zoom out further on the Android version?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. The problem is on the Android, it gets kind of slow when we have too many nodes on the tree. And we do have issues with performance on slower phones. So we can do a test, I guess. But it would be cool to see more of the tree. Like on Windows and Macintosh, you can really zoom out, and it's pretty neat. I just don't want people's frame rate to get really slow. My goal is to have the game run at least 60 frames a second on everyone's phone. That's my dream, at least.
Cool. We have another question here. Will they add another bubble universe?
The solar system is going to be a bubble universe, so yes. Someone asked about looking around in 3D in the scenes. I think that's a cool idea. We might do that in the future. We're going to see how the photo mode. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, we've upgraded the photography options quite a bit. So to prepare for our photo contest, which we're starting tomorrow, and this allows just a lot more control over moving around in the environment and makes it much more easy to see things in the world.
Someone says
should
that.
We answer this as a group.
Which question?
What's your favorite planet and why?
Favorite planet and why?
Go around and think about this one.
Well,
Do you
I've
want to
already.
start, Andrew, or? Oh,
No, I need
sorry.
some time to think.
Well, I've already expressed my love for Pluto, so I stick to it. You can't convince me otherwise. Pluto is still a planet.
I'm gonna say Earth because it has dogs.
Oh.
So
That
that's
is a
my
very
answer.
good reason.
Also has oxygen.
Sounds me existing.
I'm a big fan of Saturn just for the aesthetic.
It's a good one.
I think for me it's toss up between Jupiter and Saturn because they're so large and kind of imposing.
Olga says in the chat that hers is Uranus. Uranus is also cool. It is blue. It does have rings.
Isn't Neptune very icy?
It has it's like a horn.
Yeah.
From top to bottom.
Neptune and Uranus are called the twin planets by some people because they're right around the same size and they're both blue. And that's because of the methane in the atmosphere. We'll get more into this in the expansion.
Ooh, can't wait.
I've been doing a lot of space research, so
I can't wait to
I
see
can
it
just
all in
rattle
game.
off.
Chat's asking
Actually.
about new currency. Will the space and beyond have a new currency? I think Nisa, you were thinking about that a little bit.
Yeah. I think probably it's because it is going to be a little bit like the just the way we're thinking of it now is a little bit like the Mesozoic Valley, and that has its own currency. We are probably going to have a separate currency for the Beyond. We're still deciding what it's going to be called or what it's going to look like. But I think the current things we're thinking about Stardust. So we'll see if that changes at all, but that's what we're using for now as a sort of placeholder.
Yeah, what's the chat think about Stardust? This is for unlocking the planets.
Yeah, do you guys like
So
Stardust?
I like that idea. Yeah, I think it's nice.
I think it adds a nice fantastical element to all of the scientific
Yeah,
research.
it's almost like fantasy like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's really cool about space, is that it's all very scientific, obviously, but there's also sort of something that's kind of mysterious and almost a little bit fantastical about it. And it feels very sort of unknown, which I think there's a lot of wonder that's involved with the exploration of space, and that's definitely a feeling that we want to kind of hold on to for the whole expansion.
Yeah, and it nicely ties into the idea of like, well, elements do come from stars. So like every atom in our body at some point passed through probably multiple stars to get created. So that if we use that as a currency, it references that very nicely.
Cool. Shall we show the code one more time
I think so.
for people who missed it?
For all the stragglers, there we go. It's festive. FESTIVE. All caps. Nothing else. And it's for 25 Darwinium. So, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up what we have for today. We appreciate everyone who tuned in.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to say any encouraging words for the winter season?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who has watched all of our live streams in 2020. It's been really fun getting to do this monthly with you guys and to share content with you on a regular basis, and I can't wait to keep doing it in 2021. And I hope to see you all in the new year.
Cool.
Yeah, this has been a great year. We've really grown the game, and we're very excited about next year. So yeah, get ready. More stuff.
I think
Awesome.
we should definitely just say thank you to everybody for just for sticking with us this year and for being patient with us as we've all been adjusting to the fact that we've all been working from home since March and kind of having to change the way that we do things. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're all our superstars. So, and that's not just a pun for the beyond. No, but seriously, you guys are, and we love all of you, and we really appreciate all of the support that you've been giving us. So thank you all for watching, and we hope you have a very happy holiday, and stay safe, everyone.
See you guys later.
Bye. Stay cellular.
Hey, everybody.
Stay cellular, everyone.